shocked you, but an overtime win in a hostile environment, what did you guys learn about yourselves?
We're tough, you know. We're a really resilient group. Being down 16, 18 in the second half, you know, most teams would just crumble and give up at that point. But we're a veteran team, and we knew we were better, and we just had to go out there, execute the game plan. That's what we did.
What was going wrong when you guys did fall behind that much? And what was that like awareness like? Okay, these are the things we got to do.
I feel like we just weren't really together. We weren't paying attention to the details, you know, certain little scout stuff that we should have, you know, been executing. We weren't really executing well in the first half. And then after the second half, halftime, we went there, we talked to each other. You know, we told each other, you know, we're all we got. We got to go out there, be together, and just execute what we know to execute. And that's what we did.
Coach Pope talks about shooting the ball better when it comes to the three-point line. What goes into that? Is it more of a just getting more shots up, working on getting your threes, working on getting open to get your threes? Like, what does that say?
It's actually it's a mixture of both. You know, obviously practicing getting shots up, that definitely helps your confidence and obviously your touch and stuff like that. But working to get open threes, you know, Coach talks about all the time, just working to get open threes. Open threes aren't just gonna fall into your lap. You got to earn them. So that's something we got to do. We got to work on.
How frustrating is it when you see something on film that defenses are doing to other teams, and then they play you knowing you want to shoot a bunch of threes, and they come out something totally different?
Yeah, it definitely is frustrating. That's what comes with, you know, being such a great team, being such great shooters. So it's just an adjustment. You know, we're at the highest level besides the NBA. So things like that are going to happen. Now it's just our turn to adjust and try to find ways to combat defense.
Do you think going through that process now in these early games will help you guys learn more about yourselves, learn more about how to attack those defenses as the season goes on?
No, yeah. I mean, obviously, we have a great coaching staff, so they already have counters and stuff. But just us playing against those different defenses now, early in the season, is definitely going to help us when it comes to March and April. We're trying to play, so yeah.
You've had experience playing on the road at past programs. So how much different is it playing on the road, wearing a Kentucky uniform? Is it any different at all?
Oh yeah, it's way different. You know, like Coach said, we're everybody's Super Bowl. We're everybody's biggest game. You know, we're Kentucky. You know, it doesn't get any bigger than this in college basketball. So everybody wants to beat us. Everybody wants to take us down, and they want to celebrate it. So it definitely is a lot different playing here and going on the road.
Speaking of adjustments, the other night when you guys adjusted defense, played some zone, switching from zone to man, maybe even in the same possession, how much have you all practiced that before?
No, we practiced that a good amount. You know, for situations like that. So, you know, when the opposing offense has a good flow or they're scoring a lot, you know, just throw something different at them to see how they react to that, and it worked. Yeah.
Well, why do you think it worked? I mean, do you think they were a little confused by it, or you guys were able to execute what you wanted to do?
It was both. Like the execution, what we wanted to do was just confuse them a little bit, slow them down a little bit, mess up their flow, and see how they reacted to it, and they didn't react that well. So I think it worked for sure.
You talked about the confidence that Coach Pope and the staff kind of instills in you guys. You took 3 threes in one possession in that Gonzaga game. Is that something that you would have done in the past, or is that something that's maybe a symptom of playing for a team like this?
It's just something that Coach preaches. You know, he showed that possession yesterday in film and said how he felt our energy in that game, even though we were down probably 9 at that point or something like that. He felt that our energy was good, just because that's something he preaches. Keep shooting. It doesn't matter if you miss or not. Keep shooting. We work on that every day. You know, just being confident and being able to take that shot. You know, it's something that he loves and he preaches. So definitely think that's something that he helped with for sure.
Is that freeing for players? I mean, play free and easy when you get that kind of when the coach has that kind of confidence in you.
Oh yeah, definitely. It helps when your coach telling you to keep shooting, even if you're missing, if you're having a bad day. Not a lot of coaches in the country are going to do that. So definitely, it's freeing. It makes you play loose, and you know, makes you want to play for him. So it's great.
Coach Pope talked about Kerr's pregame speech and then kind of the emotional moment y'all had watching the film. What can you tell us about that pregame speech and about Kerr in general?
You know, Kerr, he's a very passionate player. You know, that game meant a lot to him, just like it meant a lot to us. Yeah, he gave us a great speech. He motivated us. Like Coach said, there's some things that were said that probably should never be said again. But it was a great speech for sure.
I'm sure you guys are going to miss Kerr.
Oh, how much are you going to miss him? Oh, we're going to miss him a lot. You know, he brings a lot of energy. The pace he brings when he comes on the court, just the vibe he brings is just great. So we're definitely going to miss him. Wishing him a speedy recovery for sure.
With him and Lamont, it seemed like Jackson kind of stepped up, handled the ball a lot. Is that Was that a big kind of moment in his growth? And
I think so. Before he wouldn't really. Our coach was talking about he wouldn't really embrace that role. But the other day he embraced it for us because he wanted to do whatever it took to make the team win. And I appreciate him for that, and we all appreciate him doing that. And it's what happened, and we got the job done.
How do you put a big week like that, I'm sure it was very taxing, behind you and then focus on negative Colgate? Coach tries to preach to us every day. We're not about wins or losses. We're about getting better every day. So as long as we get better every day, we'll end up where we want to end up. So obviously that week was a big week for us. Big win, but each day we're just trying to get better, and today is another part of that.
With Kerr, obviously you'll miss what he brings to the court, but do you think he can still bring some of that stuff to the bench, to the locker room, and some of those things he's really good at as far as firing?
Oh no, he definitely will be. He's a great teammate. He's a great leader. He's a great guy. Like, he's definitely gonna bring his energy, his charisma to the sideline. It's gonna definitely help us in games for sure.
What did you know about him, personality-wise, before you got here? It
I
seemed like
I didn't know that much. He surprised me a lot, definitely, and it's just great. It's great getting to know him. So yeah.
Was Lamont being on the bench, was he seeing things and kind of like telling you what he was seeing as a guy that's normally out there?
Yeah, he definitely was, and he's a great leader too. Our point guard, PG1, he definitely was out there, showing us things, talking to us, encouraging us, especially when we were down. Everything was gonna be good, so he definitely did help us from the sideline.
What kind of goes through your mind when you know that Kerr has a broken foot and you rewatch the film and seeing kind of just that sequence? You hope that there's kind of an emotional moment between.
Yeah, it was emotional, but it just shows you how much heart he has for him to be able to get back on defense and contest that shot. It shows you the culture we're trying to have in his team, and him just being such a big part of that. You're not going to see that anywhere else in the country. Somebody breaking their foot and sprinting back on defense to contest a layup. It's something you're not going to see that much, and we appreciate him. We're going to miss him a lot, and we're just wishing him a speedy recovery.
Obviously, we don't know what Lamont's status is going to be, but assuming it's Jackson at the one, it's kind of, what do you know about Travis kind of stepping up and potentially being kind of an expanded role here in the next couple of games?
No, yeah, we have a great team, 1 through 12, 1 through 13, and I know that if Travis's name is called, he's going to go out there and give it his all, and he's going to do a great job. We have a great team. We've been preparing all summer. Even up to now, all winter too. So I know that whoever's called, whoever's name is going to be called, they'll be able to step up and take care of business.
Your all's ability to just kind of go away from just pure three-point shooting to win that game. Just what does that say about you guys and learning different ways to win, and especially in that type of environment?
We're a veteran team. We've been in a lot of different, obviously different schools, different situations, different positions. So we kind of know what it takes to win. So that's what we're trying to build here, just being able to win no matter how the game goes, no matter if our shots are falling, if they're not, if we're defending. It doesn't matter. We're just trying to go out there and win every game. And I feel like that's kind of our DNA right now, finding ways to win.
Is there any type of concern, just seeing the shooting numbers the last couple of games, about the ability that would make you hesitate to launch 30, 35 that I think Pope has wanted from day one?
No, I don't think there's any hesitation or any doubt behind that. We work on those every day, and we're still confident. Like Coach says, keep shooting. We shoot every day in practice. We get our work in, and I know when time comes, we'll be one of the best shooting teams in the country.
What do you know about Colgate and just kind of transitioning to what's up ahead?
We kind of just started our scouting them yesterday. They try to shoot a lot of threes. They play pretty fast. Play a lot of guards. It's going to be a good little challenge for us.
I know the biggest game of all time of your all's lives, kind of that messaging is always there. Is it harder with the in-state rivalry with Louisville on Saturday, just kind of how much the fan base rallies behind that game in particular, and not looking ahead to that?
I wouldn't really say it's hard because Coach really just preaches every day at a time. We're not really focused on it right now. We're really focused on Colgate, trying to take care of business tomorrow, trying to get better today, and then get better again tomorrow so that, whenever Louisville does come up on the schedule, we're the best we could be up until that moment. So day by day, we're trying to get better. Tomorrow's a big game, obviously biggest game of our lives, and we're going to go out there and try to take care of business.
Just looking ahead, do you know anything about the UK-U of L rivalry, or just kind of where?
Oh yeah, definitely. I know about the rivalry. We hear about it ever since it's committed. It's a big thing in the state, and we understand and we appreciate that. So
when that game comes up, we'll definitely be up to the task.
Is there any type of pressure from the fan base knowing that they have this game circled on their calendar years in advance?
I mean, yeah, obviously there's pressure because it's a big rivalry and stuff, but we're kind of obviously it's a rivalry, but we're focused on playing in April, playing for that national championship, getting number 9, because I know every fan would want number 9. That's the biggest thing in their hearts too. So that's what we're focused on, trying to get better every day, and that's what we're gonna do.
Well, just first of all, what was the reaction in the locker room like after the Gonzaga win? Did Pope come in and say anything? Were there any water baths in this one? What kind of happened?
Yeah, it wasn't no water on this one, but it was a big win, I'll say. Everybody was excited in there. I'm sure everybody doubted us at halftime, turned their TV off, and then woke up surprised that we won. But it was just good spirits in the locker room afterwards.
What about the halftime locker room scene? What was that like? Was it one of those situations where Pope came in and said, "Hey, what's going on?" What was the situation like?
Yeah. Of course, he came in just first. He always asked us like, "What problems do we need to fix? What we see out there?" Because we're the ones playing. And then he just kept everything chill, just told us it's a whole another 20 minutes, don't give up, and just keep fighting and keep chipping.
Were there any wholesale changes you all made at halftime that really?
Oh, yeah, I'll say our defense, everybody saw that we moved to a zone because first defense wasn't working, so we had to shift to another one, and that worked.
I know with the 1-3-1, it felt like you all went to man pretty quickly, like off the pass, or maybe there was only a couple times where it played out the whole way. How much does that confuse a defense, do you think, when you just even give just a few different looks like that? How challenging can that be?
Yeah, like you said, it's just like to keep the offense off balance because they don't know whether if we're in the zone, how fast we're going to get in the man. So, like, if they call like a zone play, for instance, and then we switch to man, it'll mess up their whole offense. So, just getting the offense off rhythm, I'll say.
How much have y'all practiced that?
We practicing every day in practice. Part of our practice plans, just practicing the zone defense. So yeah.
Anything else besides the 1-3-1, or do you do like 2-3 mix in there as well sometimes?
Nah, really just 1-3-1, and then a little press that we do. So yeah.
Gotcha. Now again, I know that I think Pope said told a story last night about Kerr's kind of reaction in the post-game locker room and everything, and kind of, I think what did he say, Jacob? Like, maybe you didn't watch. He didn't watch the Pope show. But he was basically talking about how Kerr was just still really energetic and everything, and pointed out how he made that defensive play, even though he would fracture his foot essentially. Yeah. Just what was that like? Do you remember what happened there?
Like on the play?
Well, just in the aftermath of it, when he was talking about Kerr and all that.
Oh yeah, Kerr. Just everybody knows Kerr, how he acts. So I'll say, like, even though he got a little hurt foot or whatever, he still gave us energy. He never just got in his head. He came back on the bench, cheering us on, telling us what we need to fix on the court.
Did he get a haircut while he was up there?
Yeah, actually, he got a haircut the day before the game. Colin cut his hair.
Colin did? Okay. Yeah. Is Colin a barber? Or is
oh, no. We figured out Colin can do a lot of things. So
okay.
Colin good at everything.
What else is he good at besides giving haircuts?
Rubik's Cubes, chess, really anything.
Was that just a spur of the moment thing? Like Kerr's like, hey, I just want to get my
haircut. Yeah. So like before we left, he didn't have time to get a haircut, so we got some clippers on the road, and Colin said he knew I cut hair, so Kerr trusted him.
Awesome. Now you've obviously started that game without Lamont, and then you lost Kerr, and then Jackson really filled in that point guard role well. Just have you seen him play point guard in practice, and was that kind of what you actually saw on the floor? Was it similar to anything you saw in practice, or were you shocked to see him play that well?
Not really, just because in practice, Coach changed out the guards. Like when we run the plays, like he'll move Jackson to the 1. So for like all summer and just since I've been here, like he's been changing in and out of the 1. So I trusted him when Coach said it, and like I just knew he would get the job done.
They probably asked you this, but getting a win like you guys got the other night, what does that do just for the overall confidence of the team?
Oh yeah, just keep showing Kentucky that Kentucky basketball is back, and just keep shocking everybody in the world who doubted us from the jump.
When you change defenses in the second half, when you played zone and man, sometimes in the same position, how much did you all practice that?
Yeah, like I said before, it's just like in our practice plan, like since we all got here, we just been practicing the defense. Like it's nothing new. I feel like we practice every day. That's why we did good on it.
Why do you think it was so effective the other night?
just because, like, our length, as y'all can see, everybody out there is tall, long wingspan, so I feel like that bothered the defense. And man wasn't getting it done, so just changing that, I feel like, just helped us overall.
Did it kind of slow them down too?
Yeah, I'll say got them out their actions because, like, they wasn't expecting it because I feel like we haven't thrown it out there to teams like that. So just I feel like got them out their actions and they couldn't score after that.
Are you able to share what you said on that technical foul?
All I said was N1. Like, I didn't even look at him. Like, if you zoom in and see, like, I wasn't even looking at him. Like, the ref was just doing ref things.
How surprised were you when he hit you with the technical?
I was surprised because, like, I feel like I ain't cussed or nothing. It was just my emotions. All I said was N1, so just moved on to the next play. Didn't let it bother nothing.
Is it difficult to, because Amari got 2 quick fouls in that second half, and he had to come out, I think, with his third, and then you kind of had to come in and play maybe more minutes than you were expecting that second half. Is it difficult mentally to try and just be ready like that in an instance, because you came off and really contributed, grabbed a lot of rebounds?
No, I'll say Coach always preached to us, got to stay ready, next man up mentality, so I feel like there's no pressure or nothing like that. I'm just ready for anything.
How do you feel like your season has gone at this point, and especially after having to come back after having a little injury there?
Yeah, I feel like it's going good. I'm playing my role, helping my team get big wins, and just happy to be here.
Is there any part of your game right now that you're trying to focus on, that you want to get better?
I'll say just my overall game, just practicing every day, getting better, 1% better every day, I'll say.
What's it like going up against Amari and even Andrew every day?
It's challenging for sure because, he's big, strong, so I feel like some moves that, like, I can't do, like, it helps me, like, do it, like, in game against other defenders like Amari or Andrew, like you say, so I feel like it's really helping one another.
Brandon, how do you feel like you guys are handling the physicality that other teams are bringing to the table? Like, that, it was big in that Clemson game, it was big again, but you got the win in Gonzaga.
No, yeah, for sure, just practicing hard. Coach tell us, like, before, like, whoever we're playing, like, it's going to be a physical team, so we're in practice banging, just so, like, we don't go in the game surprised or whatever.
Jackson was saying that was kind of a wake-up call in the first half of that Clemson game. Do you guys feel like you needed a couple to be like, all right, was it kind of a process of toughening up and just be like, all right, we got to be a more physical team overall?
Yeah, no, for sure. Like you said, I feel like we came out there, played a little soft, and then after first media, us players just got on one another, and I feel like after that we just toughened up and woke up.
Is that something that is now going to be an emphasis, like game in, game out?
Yeah, no, for sure. It's emphasis like every game, like you said, but it's just that game we started off slow, but it happens. But we came back and got the win.
How did it feel to have that first 3 finally go down too?
It felt amazing, just finally got a 3 to go down. Foot was behind the line.
What were some other differences in you guys coming back in the Gonzaga game versus not completing that comeback against Clemson? Like, what were the differences?
I feel like it was differences. I feel like we just had an off night on the Clemson night, but I ain't gonna blame it on that because we could have played better overall. But I just feel like we just kept fighting and never gave up on each other on the Gonzaga game and came out with the win.
It seemed like a long week last week, a lot of travel, 2 really tough games. What did you guys learn about yourselves through last week, both games?
Just adversity we went through during both games, and just showing everybody that, like, we can come back from a lead like that and come out with the win.
Even though that was a late game, I mean, seemed like the buzz of college basketball all weekend long. What was it like after the game? Did you get a lot of text messages? Did you hear from people?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Every time we get a win here, Kentucky blowing up our phone, showing love. So I feel like, yeah, we got a lot of texts.
Any cool stories from Seattle other than Colin cutting Kerr's hair?
We went to the little the tall tower in Seattle. I forgot what it's called. Did that little team trip, but other than that, nah, just hoops for real.
How do you put a big win like that behind you and focus on Colgate, and what can you tell us about them?
Yeah, just coming in after the big win, not too high, not too low. Just getting ready for Colgate, just upcoming Wednesday, and look forward for another win.
Are there any details you can share about Kerr's pregame speech or what Pope was saying at halftime for you all?
It's Kerr, so I feel like he did a good pregame speech. I ain't gonna say what he said, but it got us riled up and ready to go.
What about halftime?
Couple more, guys.
What about halftime? Did Coach Pope say anything in particular at halftime?
You know how chill Coach Pope is. So he just came in there, let the players talk first, and went over like what we need to fix, which was our defense, and like just telling guys we need to cut harder, telling the bigs to rebound and play more physical. And I feel like we came out and responded.
Brandon, you might have been asked about this earlier, but what was the nature of your injury that kept you out a couple games ago, and how are you feeling right now?
Yeah, it was just a little tweak in my Achilles, nothing too major. Just I forgot what it was called, honestly, but yeah, it's feeling a lot better. Been getting treatment, and I'm back to me, I'll say.
Okay, but it was more like foot area, or?
Yeah, more like foot, ankle, down there area. Yeah.
But all good now.
Yeah, all good.
Aren't you guys gonna miss having Kerr out there and his energy?
Yeah, for sure. We're going to miss him on the floor, but, he's going to be there on the bench with us, keeping this energy, keeping us all riled up and stuff like he does.
Was it encouraging to see Jackson kind of, handle the ball a lot and make some good passes? And
Yeah. Like you said, it was encouraging. I feel like it helped us a lot, but it's nothing new, I'll say, for me, because in practice, Coach switched him to the 1. I actually played against him last year, so I know what he can do, and he ran the 1 at BYU, so it's nothing just new to him, I'll say.
Thanks, everyone. Sorry, I got to cut it short. We got to get on to